Hello, everyone.
Hello.
Hello.
Welcome to another episode.
That's episode 6. We've been doing this now for 3 whole months.
666.
Yay! Six,
I
six,
don't,
six.
I
Yes.
don't know if we need to be saying 666.
Oh gosh.
So, y'all ready to get at it?
We are ready to get at it. This week, we are talking about mental illness. It's not cool to call somebody crazy when you don't know. It is kind of cool to seek help when you got a problem. There are professionals out there. That's what they do. They know better than you. They know better than your mom. They know better than your girlfriends. They know better than your guy friends. They know better than your sisters, and on and on and on. So that's where we jump off now. Now one thing, were you ever in a relationship with someone who every time you had a problem, they told you like it wasn't a real problem? Like it's not a thing. It's not a thing. It doesn't matter. It's not a problem. And it's like, yeah, it is. It's a problem because it's a problem to me.
Exactly.
And that's like, that's called gaslighting. And basically, it's somebody telling you that your feelings and your instincts and your emotions don't have any validity.
But that gaslighting word, that kind of drives me crazy.
Why?
Why?
I don't know. It's just something about it. It's like the new N word. Like all of a sudden, everybody's like, "Oh, they're gaslighting. They're this. They." I'm like, all right, people know what it is. And like, honestly, if Sean tells me, "Wise, I don't like A, B, and C," and I'm like, "Oh yeah, but," we all know that I'm just like making light of what she's feeling, and I understand that. But why do we have to make a name for it? Why do we have to name everything nowadays?
Because
Well, I have a saying.
Because what?
And I have a saying.
Okay, yeah,
And my saying is, when somebody tells me how they feel, my saying is those are your feelings and your feelings are valid.
yes, that's true.
You have to validate someone's feelings. Like it's important in the communication structure to validate people's feelings.
Mm.
And here we go.
Mm.
Now, just because you validate that's how they feel, don't
Yes,
mean that you agree.
right.
Just because I feel like, you feel like gaslighting is the new N word or whatever like that. Those are your feelings. Your feelings is valid. Those are your feelings. Who am I to say, why? You shouldn't feel like that.
You're Sean. But see, my thing with that is some people, no matter what, right? And we've all ran into these people. You could tell them, and 100 other people could tell them that the sun is yellow, and they'll be like, "No, the sun is orange," and
That's mental health issues.
and or they might be colorblind,
No, that's mental health issues.
but at the end of the day, no matter what, they're gonna. This is my thing. I say you must respect people's feelings and the way they see things. But at the end of the day, I'm not going to argue with someone for hours, days, minutes when I know, yes, the sun is yellow and it's not orange. So my point is, where do you draw that line?
Barbara, what do you think?
um yellow's pretty close to orange.
yes, yes, it actually is.
It's not like they're telling you that the moon is like green or no. The sun is yellow. The sun could be orange.
But now, what if they told you that the moon was green?
That's
They just stuck to it.
because the moon is never green.
But what if it's that person that no matter, all of us could say, listen, the moon is not green, and they want to argue their point, and they so firm on it that they can't see anything else.
If you're arguing a wrong fact,
right,
then you have a problem up here. You cannot argue that the moon is green. The moon will never be green.
I agree. But my point in the whole conversation is, where do you draw the line? All right, you could try to help someone. You could try to tell them, listen, yes, I understand what you think, but I'm sorry, the moon is not green. And they continue to want to go back and forth with you.
You should tell them that they need to get therapy.
Where do you draw that line? You could say they need a therapist 100 times.
Just say, you know what? I agree to disagree. I never.
That's good.
The whole time I was married, I asked my ex-husband to get help like once a week.
Mm-hmm.
You know, please get some professional help. You really need some professional help. And no,
you didn't feel that way, right?
Nothing.
I've learned that
I just don't even ask anymore because nobody's going to do it unless that was what they were going to do.
That's right.
Anyway.
That's right.
I've learned that the people who need the help the most don't think they need the help. And I learned that the people that's in therapy is in therapy to deal with the people who actually need therapy.
Right.
That's what I learned.
That's a complex rationale.
Therapy is a stigma for some people.
Right.
And our community, Sean, and
yes.
our people of color community, if you want to say that, because I don't know what color, but that's a big stigma. Like it's just being accepted. People going for therapy and people talking their feelings out and stuff like that. And when you're young, and when you're a young black guy, especially, oh, you're supposed to hold everything in and you're supposed to be strong. And
don't
like I said,
yeah,
you could go through a lot. And I've always been that guy. It's always been funny. I have had people hysterically laugh because they say, you're the dude people talk to, but you talk to no one. And it's
That's
so funny.
the way.
Huh?
That's always the way, especially with guys. That's always the way.
Right. Like people, I mean, they will tell me when I say personal, deep, dark secrets, I get it all. But you could ask somebody, what's Waz's mother's name? I don't know. Right. Like
you're right.
Right. People know nothing about me. They may know.
I know a little something.
Well, you know, like, but you're not the average person.
You're right.
I'm saying the average person, like people I work with every day, they can't tell you nothing about me. So it's always been like I've always been an introvert.
It's not wrong with that.
But it's funny. I'm an introvert that has an extrovert
outgoing tendencies.
Right. There you go. Like I'm personable, but not personable.
But you know what I've learned too?
What did you learn, Sean?
I've learned the friend that everyone calls when they going through stuff. 9 times out of 10, they don't have no one to talk to.
Right. That's what I'm saying.
And I can be that friend. I can be the friend that everyone calls. And it don't matter. If I'm your friend, you call me at 6 o'clock in the morning.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm usually up at that hour. And I am.
Our best phone calls at like 6 o'clock in the morning.
Yeah. And when I need somebody at 6 o'clock in the morning, I tend to feel like no one.
But you know, you could call your brother at 6 in the morning, and I would answer.
Morning.
Yes, you're my brother. Barbara, I could call her at 6 o'clock in the morning too. I
right. So you got like I have people like I know I could call you and be like, Sean, but that's just not me.
Well,
Like,
that's a whole different thing.
right.
That's a whole different thing because now, and it's not necessarily mental illness, but it's kind of a thing. It's like a self-esteem issue that you might not feel that you deserve to have somebody you can call at 6 o'clock in the morning.
Nah, that's definitely not it. Definitely not it. What it is?
It's a perspective, though.
No, it's a perspective. But let me tell you what it is. I know exactly what it is. It's like I said.
And you're a veteran too, right?
Yes.
Okay. Thank you for your service. If we didn't.
Oh no, I'm not a veteran like that. No, I mean a veteran in life. That's it. I never served.
Oh, you served in the. I thought you were in the service. Sorry.
No. Let me see. I've been a person like I said, since I was young, I hung out with older people. I never wanted to hang out with like my age group, so I hung out with older people, and all the older people were always like, "Real men don't do this. Real men keep your stuff. Don't be all super emotional." And I held that, like I always was like the type that you never saw me like fly off the deep end, like get crazy. I pretty much hold it. I could be a little out there sometimes, but I hold it pretty well. So no matter what I'm going through, I keep it to me because that's the way I was raised. No matter what you have going on, you keep it to you, you deal with it, and you keep it pushing.
But for some people, I think that can cause indirect issues because, like, if you're going through so much and you've been raised to keep it in, and there's no release.
Oh, when you explode,
those are the people who go shoot up places.
Yes, it is. It is. I go to the gym.
Those are the people. If there's no release and you're always, those are the people that go into work and kill everybody.
Yes, that's true. That's true. You have to find that.
And that's a mental break.
You have to find that.
Definitely a mental break. Those are also the people that have sex 5 times a week.
Right, that's me.
Wait, what?
Those are also the people that have sex 5 times.
Right, that's me. That was my
where you. With my partner, that's how he expresses good, bad, and indifferent.
Yes.
Okay.
That's a good thing.
Like the valve has to release.
I agree with your partner.
You're annoying.
I agree with your partner.
I actually asked him if he wanted to be like our guest host. He was like, nope. He's watching the shit show of a debate for the New York City mayoral candidates.
I can't even do that.
And if you're not in New York, it's like the clown car.
Let me tell you, his way to work, and I know he would have a whole lot to say about this topic because I'm gonna get personal with myself for a moment. I've never experienced any type of anxiety, any type of anything.
Hello.
At least I don't think I did. But pandemic came, and now I've experienced anxiety, and I've seen how it can not affect a marriage because we're good, but it can affect your partner in a way where they're always worried about you and always worried about your well-being. And then me and Barbara have spirited children.
I would love to go there. And we drink.
And we drink.
Yes, we do.
Wise have seen, I want to talk about me and mine. Wise have seen me raise one of my children where there's issues and there's mental health. And a lot of people will say, oh, he just need his ass whooped. Oh, he just need this. Oh, he just need that. And it's like,
no, that's not it.
He needs some therapy and a pill. Till
Yes,
this
yes,
very day,
yes.
he needs, and I've seen how it affects the siblings, me as a parent, me as a parent who did it literally by myself, me as a parent who's when the dad did decide to step in, he decided to tell him that men don't get therapy. So now he don't feel like he should have therapy because he was told by Papa, you don't need therapy. Men don't get therapy.
Right, and that's what I'm saying. And especially like I said, in the black community, it was really frowned upon for many years.
Mm-hmm.
So it's across the board with a lot of things, like whether it's a family relationship, whether it's a sexual relationship, whether it's friends or whatever. Like
You're less of a man if you have to ask for
right.
help.
If you
And
if you sit there and you open up and you like, it's funny. Like a lot of people that actually know me are kind of shocked that I even do this because I get around people and Sean will tell you this. I'm like this.
straight face, just like that.
Straight face, and people are like I'm that guy. If I know you two, you'll be around 50 people. I'll walk up to you two, give you a hug, give you a kiss, not say nothing to anyone else, and walk off. And people will be like, "What's up with?" But once you know wise, people are like, "Oh, he's mad cool." But if I don't know you, I'm not going that extra mile to. I'm like, I have friends, and it's enough fake friends out there. So that could be a mental block too. Because honestly, growing up, I've seen some supposedly friends do some grimy stuff. So in the back of my head, I really probably was like, nah, I don't need that.
That
Because,
affected you.
right,
That
because of
affected
what
you
I
because that's who you are now because of a direct
right.
effect of what you saw growing up.
Yes, I've seen homeboys literally sleep with his supposedly best friend's girlfriend and then sport her in front of him and act like nothing was wrong. And I'm
Oh,
like,
absolutely. When I was 21, I had this guy and I was like borderline obsessed.
mm-hmm.
I was 20 going on 21. And I thought that him and my best friend were like planning a surprise party because whenever I couldn't get in touch with one, I couldn't get in touch with the other. And the thought that she would do me like that
Never crossed your mind, right?
no, it was the furthest thing from my mind.
Right.
And then, like, his homeboy, like his guy, his man, that I was trying to fix up with my girl, was like, look, you're a great girl, and they're doing you so wrong. If you want to go out for your birthday, I'll take you out. But I was like, no, because by association, you're fucked up.
Damn.
No, I want nothing. I don't want anything to do with you, your friends, your clique, nothing. And they were all like, but you should still be friends with us. There's no hard feelings. I was like, no. No. This
I
guy's
was like,
my family, like my whole family.
Mm-hmm.
No. There's a point because I'm still friends with one guy that I've had actual feelings for, and he means the world to me. And there's never going to be anything, never, ever, ever going to be anything. I'm still friends with the first ex-husband, not close friends, but he can, we can chop it up. We can talk about things. He can tell me about his grandkids who are not mine, but they were created while I was married, and.
mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yeah, and
So you're better than me. I'll tell you that.
Snap.
You're
There
better
you
than
go.
me.
25 years.
You're better than me.
25 years.
But if he didn't do anything to you, literally, if it depends on why they broke up. But I want to know, when is the right time to seek help?
The right time to seek help is when you're not. Like, we were just talking about this. Sean and I have a book that will be released this summer, a joint collab. And that
Mm-hmm.
made everything else that's been bothering me through the whole pandemic feel a little bit less anxious and less heavy because I actually accomplished something. When you feel that you're stuck and your foot is not moving north, south, east, or west, your foot is not moving, your hand is not moving, your arm is not moving, your brain is not moving, you need help.
And
It's
you know
that
what?
simple. Like if you're boxed in and you can't see the out, you don't know what direction to take out, you got to get somebody professional in there. It's
And you know what? That's what you say is really important, because I think that's why I started to get anxiety, because I went from, everybody who knows me knows I owned the daycare. Everybody knows the pandemic shut everything down. So I went from this person who making my own money, great money, to now I have nothing because the pandemic happened. And as the pandemic went on longer and longer, and it's so funny, one of me and my daycare parents before I left New York, one of my daycare parents was like, it's so crazy how we thought we was going to see each other the next week, and we are still in a pandemic, and all of that, not having my own, I've been very independent from day one. I've been I've been that person who's been hit the ground running. I've been working since I was 14, and then have this, then just the anxiety of what now, like you said, feeling boxed in, feeling like I have nowhere to turn, feeling like, what the heck now?
well,
But
yeah, full disclosure, I went to trauma therapy for 3 years because I had like a lot of shit I was carrying around for 35 years. I had like a really traumatic thing happen to me when I was a very young teenager, and I just carried it around like Linus in his fucking blanket. It went everywhere. It went into relationships. It went out of relationships. I went everywhere with it. And then I was like, you know what? I'm not going to do this to myself again. And I found a trauma therapist. And I went for 3 years. At one point, I was going 3 times a week.
Damn.
That's how I was like, no, this is going to get fixed.
I love that.
But the thing of it was that's all I could do. Like that was all I could do. I had a teenager at home. I worked full time. I went to school full time at night, and I went to therapy. Like I had no time to do anything else. And it was the first time in my whole life that I was the whole sole focus, because my kid was still a teenager, but he was like 19. He was like, yeah, get away from me. Is there food? No, go do something else. Entertain
Right.
yourself. Yeah. And but it took 3 years, and it was like opening up to that, opening up and being real with like the fact, because if you have bad trauma, you try everything in your imagination to take some responsibility for it, just because you can't believe that somebody would do something that fucked up to you.
Right.
But let me tell you that at least what I respect is at least you went out and you said, listen, I know I have something going on. I got to get right. I got to do what I have to do for me. You didn't want to bring that to someone else. There's people that no
I
matter,
brought it to 5 different people.
but there's people no matter what's going on, like they never acknowledge what they have going on.
Right. Right.
And
Right.
everything is everyone else's fault. And once in a while, you have to go, hold up, something is me. If you're constantly, like as a man, to me, if you're constantly dating the same women that's doing the same thing, you have to think, like, what are you
Why am I
looking
doing
for?
right?
What's wrong with you that this is what you need?
You keep bringing the same. Yep.
Right. You keep bringing the same energy, whether it's the negative energy or not, in your circle. If you have the same type of friends that's like there's supposedly friends that all they do is tear each other down. If you're my friend, if we truly have love, we're going to try to build each other up. We're never going to tear each other down. Now, a true friend also is saying, like, if that friend knows you're wrong, they're going to be like, yo, hold up, back up, breathe, hug yourself if you have to. But right now you're wrong. Like, I'll give you an example. Miss Sean, she was with me one day when someone I used to have relations with was walking by, and like I said, the girl said, "What's up, Wise? How you doing?" And I just was like, Sean was like, "Yo, no, that was not cool." Like,
Because we was in a work setting.
right?
Now, had we been in BBQs, I probably wouldn't have had that conversation.
Right, but she was like, "You can't be like that," and I'm like, "Yes, I can." But your friend.
The next time you're in New York, we're gonna do this live with real alcohol.
Yes, but your friend will always tell you.
I got real alcohol in here, y'all.
Your friend will always check you and always keep it real with you. And that's why Sean will call me, because she knows right or wrong, I'm gonna be like, all right, no.
So let me tell y'all, it's so funny because this week alone, for my brother, me and my husband called him with our shenanigans, right?
I'm jealous.
So we called him with a topic of what Kevin was feeling and how I felt about what Kevin was feeling. I thought his feelings was valid, but I didn't agree with how he wanted to handle it. But Wise was like, what you thought I was going to say? That's exactly, after he heard this, he was like, what you thought I was going to say? He said, I agree with him. He did. He was like, sis, let me tell you how men handle things. I don't have a dad. So my brothers are the ones who prepared me for marriage, for relationships. I'm not going to lie to you. I attribute that to Wise and my other brothers because, he didn't go, oh, that's my sister, I'm riding with my sister. He didn't do that. He was like, that's not how men handle things. Let me tell you how men handle things. And what he's saying is right. All I could do is be like, okay.
Hold up, but was I fair about it? I told him how he could do it a little different also.
Yes. But it wasn't an argument. It wasn't a thing where I, shut down how my husband was feeling or shut down how my brother thought it should go. It's a thing where you have those friends who could call you. And I know that I have friends and I'm grateful. And my shirt says, but God. And let me tell y'all, I've developed friendships with Barbara, Wise, and everything like that. And I believe God gave me, and it's so funny, as soon as I was changing my clothes to go on the show, something in me was like, put your shirt on because of the topic. I feel like I've created these friends because of God knew what I was lacking in my life
Mm-hmm.
for Barbara to come, for Wise to come, for Teddy to come, for RJ to come, for Free to come, for all of these people to come, and I can have a safe space because Wise knows some things that I went through in my family that you'd be like, what? And they make me feel safe to show them how it's okay. It's okay. We all have family drama. We all have family
Mm-hmm.
dysfunction. We all have a certain amount of dysfunction in our life. And let me tell you something, full disclosure, mental health issues run in my family.
I think mental health issues run in every family.
Everybody's family, because trust me, mine is mental, 100%.
you know, so it's definitely, if you don't, my message to people is, if you don't, get somebody that you can have a safe space with to be
Yeah.
full disclosure,
Right. It
and
don't,
like, and you feel safe, like,
right.
to say whatever.
It doesn't always have to be directly with a psychiatrist or whatever. Sometimes you could start talking to a friend,
Hmm.
and they can loosen you up, and now you're more comfortable, and down the road now you go speak to a therapist.
Yep.
That's what it is. Like, everybody has trauma in their life. We all just have different types of trauma, and we all deal with the trauma differently. So, like, I always had friends that laughed at me and was like, "You know this, Sean? Oh, he don't date nothing but Spanish girls and them high yellow girls."
Hmm.
And I used to be like, "Listen," and this is for trauma. When I was younger, all the black girls, no lie, used to be like, you too dark. And all the Spanish girls used to be like, okay, Poppy.
No
So
idea.
that's right. So you get in where you fit in. And
Yeah.
that's how I rolled until I got a little older. And then I saw, okay, there were dark skinned women that liked me, light skinned women, black, white, green. Well, no green ones, but they were all over the place. So as I got older and more comfortable in my skin, I was cool. But in my teenage years, mm-mm, it was
So one time my son actually asked me, he goes, "Ma, all your friends are black." I'm like, "Not all of them." He's like, "Most of your friends are black." He's like, "How come you don't date black men?" I said, "Because no one ever asked me." And he goes, "That's because you look like a Karen."
oh shit.
I'm like, "Yeah."
Your son said you look like a Karen.
I'm gonna send that C-section scar back to the doctor.
Wow.
I want a refund.
We're gonna drink to that because that is crazy.
I'm like, yeah, because it wasn't called a Karen before. He goes, that's because you look like somebody that like doesn't get it.
Right. And I don't agree with that, but I just love you.
But that's because you know me. Because I can blend into the Karen world and do it. My hair is not like to my chin. My hair is long for a Karen, but
Right.
I have the Karen complexion.
Right.
But he's
But
like, no. He goes, you look like you're one of them. I'm like, oh, good. All right, fine. Thank you.
So I think how I want to know from you guys, how do you see mental health affecting a family or affecting a relationship or affecting, Wise? Since your
yes.
brother-in-law is not here, I want you to talk about how, if you had a woman who had some sort of issue. Anxiety, people don't know anxiety is a mental health issue.
Anxiety is real.
I think every woman I ever had an issue.
What's the common denominator, Wise?
Wise. I told you I'm Captain Save-A-Hoe, but I don't know. I don't know. But,
Oh my Lord,
but
Jesus!
let me tell you, like, no, I think once again, everyone has an issue. I have my issues. I know I'm stubborn as hell. I know that.
A mule.
I know that I'm unforgiving at times, most times, but okay, all the time. But I also feel like if I meet a young lady, right,
Mm-hmm.
and I'm seeing she has issues, it also depends on what's the issue. I'm not gonna lie.
Anxiety. Let's say anxiety. Let me explain how anxiety works.
Oh no, you don't gotta explain that to me. My son is anxiety on 100. And I'm telling you, anxiety on 100. My middle son. So I know I deal with it. I know how to deal with it. I'll sit there with him, breathe, take your time. We'll go through it. So now, if it's a situation where she has anxiety, the most I could do is just try to be there with her, try to talk to her, try to help her cope, try to help her get help if she's looking for help. But like I can't speak on anxiety like that because I never had it. Like all through the pandemic and everything, I'm laughing and joking, and people are like, "Oh my god, oh my," and I'm like, "I'm good." Like, and where I work,
That was Dave too. Like
right,
I just don't get all this people being all wound up.
right.
He went to work every day. He didn't miss a day at work.
I went to work every day. People in my office caught COVID. I didn't, so I was like, all right, whatever. I guess it's all good. But I understand other people feeling some way because people were dying. I know I have close friends that died from COVID. So like I felt bad, but I didn't feel the anxiety. Like
I did.
in school safety,
So many.
I know at least 7 or 8
So
people,
many people.
right? Like that I was real close with, real cool
So
friends,
many people died.
and they passed away, but it didn't affect me like that. So, but I also look at people like my son. My son, when everything popped off, he was like, "Yo, I'm not leaving the house." I like my son literally became like a polar bear and just went in his cave and never came out.
That was me.
And he wouldn't come around you if you didn't have on a mask. Don't even breathe by him. If you weren't doing what like right now, their great debate with me is I didn't get the vaccine.
Your kids got
Everyone
the
in my
vaccine?
family, every one of my kids got the vaccine. I didn't do
I
it.
was first in line.
Listen.
Me and Kevin broke down and got it.
I'm the conspiracy theorist. I'm not gonna lie. And I told my kids, I said, listen, I would never tell them not to do it because this is what makes them comfortable and makes them feel safe. So I don't go into my theories about how they should be, but I also tell them like America has a history. And I know that history. So I'm not secure in certain things yet. Now down the road, am I going to say I'm not going to do it? No, I would never say never. But right now, I'm just not comfortable enough to go there right now. But I still take my precautions. I still use my face mask, clean the hand. But I didn't even get the cleaning the hand stuff either because
You
I
should
hope
already
people
been
were cleaning.
cleaning your damn hands.
Yeah, I hope people were cleaning after themselves way before the
Like
pandemic.
COVID. Right.
Right. Especially the booty scratches and stuff like that. I worked with a few of those. Like,
See, for me, my anxiety, I took the shot. Me and Kevin got to take the second shot. But for me, my anxiety is still going to have me wear a mask because I'm still scared.
and I
Because
respect that.
of the fact that I just so many people dying. Like
Hmm.
I guess what triggered me to have anxiety is like all of these deaths is like so unnatural.
Hmm.
One of the reasons I did want to be like the first person to get the vaccine when like 42 years ago, my sister died from something they have a vaccine for now.
Oh yes, you did say that.
Yeah, she was only 9 years old, and it was something that's
Mm.
like somewhere between, like the illness doesn't even exist anymore. It
Mm.
was between like meningitis and the flu,
Mm.
Hmm.
and now you just get a shot and you keep on living. And having got my undergraduate degree in history, um, when you take history on a college level, you hear about the shit that nobody talks about.
Hmm.
Hear about the real shit. And probably not even the realist shit. But
Right.
stuff that you didn't even think about. Like, you didn't even think about when you were a kid. When you were a kid, you were taught about this like shiny, bright America where everybody does the right thing. And then when you go to college, you're kind of like, no, this is what really happened. And this happened. And
Hmm.
that was like the shiny, bright story. But while that was happening, that happened. And that was unequivocally fucked up. But then that happened. And then that happened. And it was like this roller coaster of stories about like how certain people got nothing but good shit, and certain people got nothing but bad shit. And it's really hard to quantify.
Hmm.
It's really hard to quantify. And some of the things that people are talking about now, why they don't trust vaccines, I don't know that I would trust them either. Like, I have my own reasons, and my reasons are valid and easy to understand.
Hmm.
The reasons for not getting the vaccine are way more complicated than my reason for doing anything.
Right. Right.
But that's where I tell people all the time. I'm like, I never would tell anybody not to do it because this is something for you. Whatever makes you happy and comfortable in life,
It's personal.
it's a personal choice. So that's and if it doesn't affect others, it doesn't hurt anyone else, you have to do what's right for you. And that even goes back to the mental health issue. If you have to talk to somebody, don't be afraid to go out and speak your truth to someone and open up because
First of all, not to cut you off, bro. Nowadays, telehealth. You ain't even got to go outside these days
oh,
to have an appointment.
right.
Yeah, you can. They take insurance and everything.
Hmm.
You don't have to go outside to do
It's
nothing
deep.
these days.
And honestly, like when me and Sean worked together and our other brothers were around more, some of those and it's beautiful that it's the same day because we used to do our Wednesdays
Yes, yes,
talk.
yes, yes,
So we got our Wednesday talk back.
yes,
But
we do.
it's beautiful that when you could get a group of people that could sit around and talk about any and everything, be open and honest and free. It's something freeing about that. It's something that
That feels safe. Like
right,
I've always felt safe with you guys.
right.
I've always felt, and I think everyone should have someone that they could feel safe with
Hmm.
just speaking your truth.
Right.
Like, even, there's this meme out that says, car, when you have those talks in the car, those late night talks in the car is low key therapy sessions. And I agree.
Those are the best communication sessions you ever have with your kid. Is when you're taking them from place to place.
Or even your friend. Like just a low key, if we're all in the car and we're talking late night, and that's really those therapy sessions that adults need. You
Right.
know?
Right. And when your friends are, when they trust you enough to open up about any and everything because they know you're not going to judge them,
Mhm.
they could tell you, listen, I just slept with 5 women in one day. You may be like,
First of
why?
all, I'm gonna call you a hoe, and then
Yeah,
I'm
what,
gonna
yeah,
be
you might be like, hold up, wise, you doing a little too
We
much.
all had that day when we double dipped.
But
like,
yeah, but or if you got your friend that's gonna be like, listen, I want to be honest, I'm coming out to you guys, and they're comfortable enough to do that. That's a beautiful feeling.
Our brother did that to me, and I was so
Yes.
well. One of the brothers did it with me and you, and the other one did it with me and someone else.
Mm-hmm.
Where it was like, I love him because he was like, the way he said it was like, if y'all haven't guessed by now, I'm gay. And it was like,
like, okay, really? Okay.
you know, but it, you know, those are the things people need because one, people that feel like they can't even come out to their family and friends, that also causes mental health in them as well. Where they're drinking, where they're
Right.
because they got this secret they want to tell and they can't. You know, and that causes, you know, a lot of mental health issues as well. Like we have to let people be free to talk their truth, whatever it is.
Whatever it is.
And
Yeah.
I'm so grateful I got friends like that in my corner. Not, and I'm gonna admit, not all my friends is like that. I have some judgmental friends, and I'll be saying it like, I ain't gonna tell you everything.
Hold up,
I'm
I
gonna
ain't
tell
gonna
you.
lie. I ain't gonna lie. I'm judgmental as hell. But when I'm judgmental, like Sean used to tell me, I want a little house on the prairie woman because certain things I just feel
He do.
it's not for me, and
He want
that's being
he want,
judgmental.
he want his wife to be. Yes,
Not for
17.
nothing. And
Yes,
oh my God,
17
I
years.
thank God my father doesn't have social media. But that meant so much to my dad that they dated for 2 years and that my mother was unsullied when they got married.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
That she kind of like held him at bay and knew that she was in love with him the whole time
Right.
and made him like wait until they were married. And you know, it's one of those things. If you ask my dad what time it is when he's got no alcohol in his system, he'll be like, I don't know, I'm not a clock. But you ask him the same question after 7 or 9 Budweisers, what is time?
He gets philosophical.
It's time.
Mm.
Time is an existential construct. Or you could get the non-philosophical. Who cares what time it is? Let's have another drink.
And I'm gonna drink to that. 'Cause
You know what? And it's like some people do. I believe in therapy over, like I'm a counselor. So full disclosure, I believe in talk therapy above medication.
do you?
I agree with
I
that.
I definitely do because I think that
I'm sorry, my child needs
what
therapy.
makes people get loose when they have alcohol, what makes people get loose, what makes people get easier, what makes people have a better time.
Mm-hmm.
Like alcohol is the most overused social anxiety drug in the history of life.
I agree.
Weed is the world's greatest anti-anxiety medicine, except that it makes me itchy and it makes me want to dance. But
that would be me. But let me see. How can I put this? Like I said,
you're delicate now. You're already on the bed, babe.
The way I relax is like I said. I'll hit the gym, or I'll hit a young lady. That's it.
Why do guys think that everything is just fixable with sex? Like,
No, I said for me.
right.
I'm saying that to release that
tension,
that energy.
I'm going to consult the expert right now.
She looking down. What expert is down there?
Oh, my expert.
But like that's since I was 11, I was like that. Now maybe 11 was a little young to start, but since I was 11, yeah, I was 11. But that could be
my coping mechanism is when I'm stressed out, I just want to sleep. Just let me sleep.
No, my sister's like that. When the going gets tough, the tough go
Take
sleep.
a damn nap.
My sister is like that. Me, when I'm stressed, I used to read like a whole lot. Now I watch, ask me about anything on Netflix, anything on Hulu, anything that like takes you to a different spot in the world.
That's interesting.
That's my
That's the outlet.
And sex. Like when I'm stressed out, I give, I receive, or I do it myself.
And that's a great release.
Party of one.
We were friends that time. I decided every once in a while I will take myself out on a big date. I cannot, as a woman, I cannot recommend this enough. If there is a place that you want to go and something you want to do, and your partner doesn't want to do it with you, go yourself. It's an adventure. I went to one of my favorite restaurants in the city, and then I went to the opera, and then I went some other place for a cocktail.
Really?
Yeah. And then I took the train back to the Rockaways.
You know, I have not mastered doing that. I have not taken myself out to dinner yet.
Me, myself, and I had some good romance.
I'm gonna try that.
That's a great thing. I go out by myself. I'll go to the movies. I'll go to dinner. I've even been in like a lounge, just sitting there sipping, watching everybody else act the fool. So it's
I recommend to single women, go to a bar. You want to meet a man? Go to a bar, a dive bar, something like a steakhouse. Bring a book and sit there. A sports bar or a steakhouse. Bring a book and sit at the bar. Don't order something girly. Order a beer. Order whiskey. Order something like with a little hair on its balls, and sit there. You are fucking catnip.
But let me tell you even about that. No matter where you ladies go,
if somebody wants it, they're gonna come get it.
Right, they're gonna come get it. You can walk around in a damn paper sack, and a guy is gonna jump on you, think you're the hottest thing in the world. If we want, like, the one thing I always told women that a lot of women do not get is some women think they gotta halfway be naked, or they gotta have on all Versace and Louis. And I said, listen, you could come to me in a wife beater and flip flops. I'm cool. You don't got to spend the $500 on Victoria's Secret.
Flops is the thing.
Right. You don't got to spend the $500 on the Victoria's Secret. I think that wife beater is better than a Victoria's Secret to me. Like, yeah, yes, that's right. Because the wife beater is truly you. That's who you are. Like, now you throwing a little Fredericks of Hollywood, but
from Victoria's Secret to Frederick of Hollywood's Jesus take the whole way.
That's a whole
Hollywood is serious business.
Right.
Secret is amateur hour.
Right.
Hollywood is serious business.
There you go.
I'm just saying.
She said laundry day is the royal said laundry day is the best day to meet a person.
That's right. That's my man's in them. And he knows
Whitehead.
He got a following.
Do he really?
Yeah,
yo, how are you?
He's the Morris Chestnut looking dude.
Well, put your picture up.
You met me, they ain't sitting you nothing. Brother-in-law ain't shooting at me. We'll have the brother-in-law want to shoot me.
I love my husband, but I love to see Morris Chestnut too.
I'm serious. The ladies love royal.
Really? He laughing.
but the thing is, like I said, I know we like kind of switched a little bit, but it depends on your vibe, your mood. So that Victoria's Secret, but the other, wow, Fredericks is something different. So it depends on what you trying to do. Well, like I said, just a T-shirt with nothing, like that's a beautiful thing too. But people go out there and spend hundreds and hundreds of dollars, and you could go get a Hanes shirt and you ready. That's it.
Hanes shirt,
right? Oh, it's something me and Royal was talking about. I wanted to bring that up for our next topic.
What?
Can a person be in love with two people at the same time? And love.
Look, bro, I told you my answer.
Yeah, but and I told you how
absolutely. The answer is absolutely yes.
I don't agree.
You do agree or you don't agree?
No. He does not. Why?
All right.
Why?
I'm gonna tell you why. Then you could rebuttal it.
All right, we have 3 minutes, guys. Are we going into our next topic, which is now, can a person be in love with?
No, our next topic in 2 weeks, it will be pride.
Okay, pride.
Okay. We got pride for a lot of people.
Yes.
I'm gonna try to do this one quick.
Okay.
All right. Sean is married. You love your husband. If you truly love your husband, no one else has a chance. Listen to I say this.
Different though.
No, this is why I'm saying this. If you're in love with your husband, you're not giving no one else conversation. You're not giving no one else time because you know that could lead to something else. Now, the only way I could say two people could be in love, you could be in love with two people. Say, God forbid, you and your man broke up. Now you heartbroken, but you still love the hell out of him. You meet the next person. You start falling for that person. So you can, I don't know, I still don't know if you can be in love with both of them.
Because what you're stating is ain't nothing like getting over your ex by getting with the next. So it takes time
to get over a man is to get under another one.
That's it.
I'm gonna drink to that.
But see, with that being said, it's like I said, I told a young lady, if you're in a relationship and you truly love that person, nobody else has a chance. Because I agree with that. I've been around women that I'm like, oh my God, she bad. I would drink all of her bath water. But I'm not going nowhere near her because I know what I have. So it's not to say you can't be attracted to someone else, but you know, with all that attraction, you have to step away and be like, nah, I can't do this.
Let me tell you, bro, why I think it can happen.
Mm-hmm.
Because that saying ain't nothing like getting over your ex by get with the next.
Mm-hmm.
People jump into relationships without healing from their past.
No, see, I agree with that.
So if you're jumping into a relationship and
Mm-hmm.
you have not closed that one,
Right, I agree with that.
and
100%.
then now you're falling in love with that person, but you still
in love with the old one,
dibbling, dabbling, and in
Right.
love, and you still haven't, then that's how you become in love with two people.
No, but I'm talking about strictly from the other perspective. Strictly, you're in a relationship. You're supposedly in love with your man. How is anybody able to get in between you and your man if you truly love someone? If you,
I agree with that.
Because
Hey,
there is a point.
Mm-hmm.
That is a choice.
Right.
There's a point where you just get like, I can no longer converse with you. I can no longer, you know
Right.
what?
That's what I'm saying. You know where you're gonna go. You know where this situation is gonna go.
You want something. You want me to give you something that belongs to somebody else,
Right.
And then you have to think of it like business. Like, no, you are asking me for a commodity that's already spoken for.
That's right. You can't have the stock.
Nope. This is somebody else's stack.
That's right. And that was my point. Like, I tell people, I always used to joke with Sean, I have never walked down the block and fell into some vagina. Never. I've tried many times. It never happened.
The one thing that I know, and Dave knows, because it's happened to us, I can't even tell you how many times. It's almost comical. If we're gonna meet each other at a bar and one of us goes in and orders a drink, somebody, even if it's 15 minutes, one of us is gonna get hit on.
Mm-hmm.
And I seen some woman, Dave used to wear this Subway token on a chain. And some woman, I was sitting at the bar. She walked right up. Is that a Subway token on the chain? I was like,
yes, it is.
Puñeta, you will die for so much less. Girl, I will put you out like so much trash.
Right.
But I was like, I don't got to worry about it. And one time standing on the subway, he's standing holding onto the pole in the subway, and some girl's giving him the eye. So I look over to her and I do the, we could have a threesome sign. She was mortified. I knew she wasn't going for it. Honestly, we're on like the train going back to the Rockaways again. And I'm like, yo, we could make this a thing. She was like, oh.
Now, what would you have done if she was like,
let's give it a go?
Bet. Let's make this happen.
Maybe I would have fed Dave some Wheaties.
Okay, there you go. That's all good.
I'm all about new experiences.
Listen.
Not that Dave ever needed Wheaties, but
listen.
But that's
he fought to get in my building. So once she was gone, she was way gone.
Right.
That's the thing. Like, honestly, I always feel everything in life is a choice. So that's why I always told Sean I'm not forgiving, because everything is a choice. Sean used to be like, but what if she's drunk? Everything in life is a choice.
To learn when to stop.
Right. And I said,
learn the hard lesson.
I said, as drunk as most women are, if they're in the club drunk and Flavor Flav walks up to them, they're not that drunk.
That is a whole fact.
Right. So
But that in a can of Febreze, you don't even know what could happen.
She said a can of Febreze. But
You have money.
at the
They
end of
might
the
think
day,
he got 911 as a joke money still and would try to get with him.
no, but he got a bunch of babies, so somebody got with him.
Mm-hmm.
Like I always say, there's someone for everyone. Someone is for
I
everyone.
have to say, I always had more respect for the Flavor Flav girls than the girls on The Bachelor because they didn't become neuroscientists.
Mm.
They were strippers.
Right.
They knew they were going for the cheap and easy. They were strippers. They were up front. I respect you.
They knew what was up. And
Yeah.
some of them built careers off the flavor of love.
Yes.
Yeah, absolutely. And the
Right.
thing is, like, I Love New York, whatever
Right.
it is, Tiffany, whatever. Yeah, she got a whole life off of that.
That's right. She was smart.
Like, these chicks on The Bachelor, they're like breast implanted neuroscientists with 4 degrees in the thermometer. And you want some guy that's 3 degrees removed from a Green Bay quarterback? No. Get some self-esteem. Get the breast implants removed because you might want to have kids and you don't want to poison them.
But the breast implants aren't that bad.
You're such a man. You get on my nerves.
No, but I don't want the butt implants. Keep the butt implants. The breast implants we could work with.
Hello, Raul Sabata.
That's my other boy. But the ladies.
They're bad. They're bad.
But the ladies,
The ladies.
we just gotta figure it out. So that's the whole thing. But the love thing, we'll make it work.
Yes, all natural is the way to go.
No, you can't say that.
You
Your
don't.
boy said that. Raul said that.
Don't Raul better not get me started because I know the secrets.
You know where the bodies are, Raul? Wow.
What happened?
I said, you know where the bodies are? You know the secrets like that?
There you go.
Mm.
No, but it depends on, like I said, everything depends on the woman and the man. There's men out here that all they want is a plastic Barbie. Then there's the ones that all they want is all natural. Well, and I don't know about the all natural stuff either.
Yeah,
'Cause
because
Right.
deodorant is like
right, you
That's
need
the
that.
whole. You know,
Right.
the can of Febreze.
Right, you need that.
you need deodorant.
Raise your hand if you're sure. So,
You definitely need deodorant.
and Sean to tell you also, like, you got to take care of those feet.
Here you go.
You know my feet thing, like that drives me crazy.
My bro has a foot fetish, y'all.
No, my mama told me your feet are the first thing in the tub and the last thing out. So that's true.
Raul Sabata said, "Yup, all natural. You don't want an implant buster."
But we are out of time.
We're out of time,
We can do
guys.
this all night.
Of course we can.
But join us next week, people.
But we are out of time.
We're
And-
going to be back for Pride.
In 2 weeks, we will be back for Pride.
Rise to your allergies.
We are going to have guests.
Oh, we're going to have guests?
Yay! We're gonna have guests.
Beautiful.
Yes. So we love you. And my takeaway is if you feel like you are in a box, if you feel like you are, affected by this unprecedented time in history, there's always someone to find someone to talk to, find someone to give you that safe space, find someone that you can think, or a therapist. It's okay. Therapy is what's up. I guarantee you. Speaking of somebody who has unbiased thoughts is the way to go.
I agree.
Takeaway wise.
Well, my takeaway is even if you can't get to therapy right away, find someone that you feel comfortable with, that you could release, that you could be yourself, and you could vent, and then maybe you could work your way up to therapy because some people are afraid and there's stigma that, oh, I'm crazy. No, you're not crazy because you're talking to someone. So go out and find, if it's a friend, go talk to someone and get yourself right.
Find a safe space and unpack.
Yes. Yes.
Yes, yes.
We love you.
We love you. Thank you, everybody that tunes in every other week. We love you. We're so grateful that you watch us.
Yes. Next week.
Bye.
Have a good one, people.
Thank you.
Bye-bye.